I'm Mark Hall-Patton. I want to welcome you to the Clark County Museum, and today I want to talk a little bit about the ongoing maintenance that we have to do with the structures out here. You know, when you think about your own home, you think about the fact that you might want to repaint at times or replace the carpet or whatever it is. Well, you have to do that out here at the museum as well, and we have a number of historic structures here on Heritage Street. Now today and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be working on this house. This is the Babcock and Wilcox House. This was built in the 1930s. It was one of 12 that was built by the Babcock and Wilcox Company. Babcock and Wilcox was one of the 6 companies that built Hoover Dam. This was the company that built the pipes, these huge pipes that brought the water from the lake through the dam into the turbines to create the electricity from the dam. And it was a very important company, and there was no housing for their workers. So they built 12 single-family homes like this one for their managers and engineers, and then some fourplexes for their workers. Now, when these homes were going to be torn down for the new post office in Boulder City in the mid-1980s, they were offered for sale. They had already been sold to the Department of Water and Power in Los Angeles when the dam was finished, but they still stood. But they were going to finally be torn down. And so one of them ended up, we took it out here as a chance for us to talk about the building of Hoover Dam and the creation of Boulder City, all of that. So it got moved out here in 1987. It was restored and opened to the public in 1988, but it needs ongoing maintenance. So let's take a walk inside and you can see what kinds of maintenance a building from that era might need. So you can see we're inside the building now, and Ron, who is one of our dedicated volunteers here, he's been with us for a couple of years, and he is working on plastering the walls. Now in a modern house, the walls would be done with plasterboard, which is gypsum, which is actually quarried throughout Clark County here. It's what is being taken down, the mountain that's being taken down out by Sloan and areas like that. But in 1931, when this house was built, this was done with actual plaster. The ceiling is plaster, the walls are plaster, and every so often you have to redo them. They will crack. The building will actually shift a little bit. This building, even though it was moved out here in 1987, it was rebuilt and opened to the public in 1988. It's been used over those years, and like your own home, it has to be upgraded, it has to be updated, and it has to be repaired. So with all of the structures that we have out here, we're constantly having to work on the buildings. We're constantly having to repaint. We have windows that will get cracked, and we'll have to reglaze the windows. And we don't change that. We do that in the historically correct manner so that they're still an historic structure. In this case, thankfully, with somebody like Ron, who was a carpenter before he retired. Now, you notice he didn't retire and stop working. He retired and came and is working with us. You have somebody who knows how to do the plastering correctly. This is the Babcock and Wilcox house, like I say, but you can't come into it, obviously, because we're working on it. But when we get done and it all gets repainted in that, it will look like somebody's home again. So you can understand why it takes some time to do these kinds of renovations, why you need to have some training for it, and why it's an ongoing effort. But it's important for us to do this in order to make sure that these homes are available for all the visitors that come out here. Now, remember, we are open. In fact, we're open 7 days a week. We're now the second museum in the valley to be open our whole hours that we were before the shutdown. Come on out and join us. I know It is $2 to go through. Sorry about that. Unless you're like me and over 55, then it's only $1, or not like me and under 18, then it's only $1. So come on out and join us.